toes will be touching. Your knees will be just a little bit wider than your chest or your rib cage. And then your chest folded over your legs, your arms outstretched in front of you. And I want you to start by just letting everything go. So if there's any tension that you're holding through your arms, through your belly, through your jaw, your forehead, anywhere, just let it all go. And feel the fronts of your legs, the fronts of your shins, the pressure of your chest or your ribs on your thighs, the palms of your hands on the mat. And now starting at the very tips of your fingers and working your way inch by inch all the way to your toes. Do a quick body scan. Check in, see how your body feels, how you feel in this moment. And as always, try not to judge. So if you find those spots that feel tight or sore or off, just take note and keep moving. And once you've made it all the way to your toes, I want you to shift your attention to your breath. And for now, try not to change or manipulate it, but just to observe, to watch where it's moving, how it's moving. Now start to deepen your breath, bringing some conscious effort to your inhales and exhales. And I want you to imagine that with each of your next 5 exhales that you are letting go of some part of your day. Letting go of some to-do list, something that's been, on your mind, just slowly letting it all go, slowly settling into this space in minutes. Now, wherever you are in your breath cycle, go ahead and exhale completely. And keeping your hands and your knees where they are, as you inhale, press up to all fours, that tabletop quadruped position that we often come to. And then use your exhale to come back to child's pose. So send your butt to your heels and let your forehead come to the mat. With your next inhale, again, press up to all fours. With your exhale, make your way to child's pose and move through that 3 more times. And I really want you to let your breath set the pace. So finding that sweet spot where the breath and the movement never cease, slowing it down or speeding it up as much as you need to. And we'll meet in child's pose Balasana when you are done. And tonight, since I can't see any of you, which is totally fine, if some of the timing is off, it's because I'm just making my best guesses at how long you guys are taking for these movements. So it might seem a little weird, but it's all good. So if you haven't made your way to child's pose, go ahead and head there now. And exhale your breath completely. Use your inhale to press up to all fours, that same tabletop quadruped position. And this time, really set yourself up. So place your knees directly below your hips, your palms directly below your shoulders. Spread your fingertips out comfortably wide and set your hands up so that your index fingers, your pointer fingers, are parallel to one another and are pointing straight forward. From here, tuck all 10 of your toes under. And as you exhale, send your hips up and back to downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Listen, use your inhale to lower your knees to the mat, back to tabletop. Exhale, hips up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale to tabletop. 2 more times, exhale, down dog. Inhale, table. This time we'll stay, exhale, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. And here, you're welcome to pedal out your legs, to bend one knee and then the other, to rock side to side, to just take a couple moments to take any of those little movements that feel good. Now slowly start to settle in to work towards a place of stillness. And here in your down dog, just like you did at the beginning of class, I want you to do a quick body scan. So start at the tips of your fingers, work your way up your arms, through your shoulders, all the way down to your toes. And what I want you to look for exerting where you can let go a little bit. Maybe you're gripping through your jaw, through your brow, your toes. Just ask yourself and check in and see, where can I soften? Where can I let go just a little bit? Now, wherever you are in your breath cycle, exhale completely. Take a deep, full breath in through your nose. And as you exhale, slowly walk your hands back to meet your feet. So you're coming to a forward fold, Uttanasana at the back of your mat. And I want you to take a nice deep bend in your knees so that your chest is hanging heavy, resting on your thighs. And then let your head hang heavy. And shake it no, nod it yes. And again, check in, see where you can soften, where you can let go a little bit more. We're here for 3 nice full rounds of breath. Wherever you are in your breath cycle, exhale completely. And now bring your hands to the backs of your ankles. And for this next bit, your hands are going to remain on the backs of your legs for the entire series of movements. So wherever you are in your breath cycle, exhale completely. Halfway lift, a nice flat back, and slide your hands up your legs. Exhale, fold forward, slide your hands down. Inhale, press all the way to stand, slide your hands all the way up the backs of your legs. Exhale, trace the backs of your legs all the way down. One more time like that. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up to stand. Exhale all the way down. Release your hands, let your head hang heavy. And moving slowly, start to walk your hands forward, coming back to your downward facing dog, your Adho Mukha Svanasana. And once you're there, take a moment to settle in, to identify those spots where you can soften, where you can let go ever so slightly. And then come back to your breath. Take one more deep, full breath in through your nose. And exhale, sigh it out your mouth. Listen, inhale, bend your knees and look forward between your hands. And as you exhale, slowly walk your feet to meet your hands, coming to Uttanasana, forward fold at the top of your mat. And here, you're welcome to keep that subtle bend in your knees to let your chest hang heavy on your thighs. If you have the space in your hamstrings, you're also welcome to start to straighten your legs. But wherever you are, I want you to let your head hang heavy, let your spine cascade forward over your legs. And again, exhale completely here. Inhale, slowly walk your hands over to the right. And you can shift your hips ever so slightly to the left if you'd like. And take a deep, full breath into the left side of your rib cage. Exhale, come back to center. Inhale, walk your hands over to the left. And take a nice deep breath into the right side of your rib cage. Exhale, back to center. Listen, inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. You can bring your hands to your shins if you'd like. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way to stand. Reach your fingertips up over. Exhale, fold all the way forward, Uttanasana. Again, just like that, inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold. Uttanasana. Exhale, bring your palms together in front of your heart. And bow your chin to your chest. And close your eyes. We're here for 3 full rounds of breath. You can follow your breath, you can scan your body. Just taking a moment to check back in. Wherever you are in your breath cycle, exhale completely. Listen, inhale, reach both arms up overhead. You're welcome to open your eyes or keep them closed. Exhale, fold forward over your legs. Now, bend your knees deeply and set your feet up so that they're 2 fists width apart. So if you take your 2 fists and put them together between the balls of your feet, that's setting your feet up so they're more or less hips distance apart. Now, one at a time, pick up your right foot and slide the palm of your right hand underneath that foot. So the sole of your hand is up, or the palm of your hand is on the sole of your foot. And then pick up your left foot and slide the palm of your hand underneath that one. So your toes are in your wrist creases. The backs of your hands are on the floor. And bend your knees as much as you need to. Let your head hang heavy. And take a few breaths here. If you have more space in your hamstrings, you're welcome to start to straighten your legs. And maybe your chest closer to your thighs. Wherever you are in your breath cycle, exhale completely. Release your hands from under your feet. And you can shake it out. Now walk your feet out so they're about as wide as your yoga mat or a towel. And turn your toes out slightly. Slowly start to bend your knees, coming down into a yogi squat, malasana. And you're welcome, you can bump your feet out as far as you need to, trying to angle out as much as you need to in order to get your heels on the mat. Then bring your palms together in front of your heart and press the backs of your arms into the insides of your knees. And we're here for 3 rounds of breath. You have 2 options for what comes next. Option 1 is to reach both hands out in front of you and slowly rock down onto your butt. Option 2, if the ground feels like it's really far away, you can bring your hands behind you and lower yourself on. Once you're down, extend both legs out in front of you. So your heels are pointing straight down, your toes are pointing up towards the sky. Take the flesh of your seat and draw it straight back so that you're right up on your sits bones. A nice 90-degree angle between the back of your pelvis, the back of your back, and the ground, if that's helpful. As you inhale, bring both arms up alongside your ears. Exhale. Inhale, arms alongside your ears, sit all the way up. Exhale, fold. Last time, inhale all the way up. Listen, exhale, fold. Grab the balls, and as you inhale, pull back, lift your chest. See if you can find a nice flat back here. Exhale, fold. Inhale, pull back. Exhale, fold. Release your feet. Inhale, sit all the way up. And bring your hands to your sides. Bring the soles of your feet together. Let your knees fall open. And you're welcome to either hold your feet or bring your hands behind you, like kind of like a kickstand, to keep your chest nice and upright. Like we've done so many poses today. And with your thighs, maybe it's your toes, your fingers. Where can you settle in just a little bit more? And help both of your knees together. And again, re-extend your legs out in front of you on the mat. If your hamstrings are tight, you're welcome to take that nice bend in your legs. You're also welcome to keep them straight this round. Wherever you are, draw the flesh of your seat straight back, and then roll the flesh of your thighs in. Inhale, reach both arms up overhead. And you can bring your hands to your knees, to your shins, to the mat. If you can reach your feet, you're welcome to grab your feet. But I want you to find a place that feels sustainable, where you feel like you can really soften in, ease in. It's not like you're fighting to be there, fighting to stay there. And once you've found your spot, bring your attention back to your breath. Wherever you are in your breath cycle, exhale completely. As you inhale, lengthen the crown of your head forward, find a nice flat back. And slowly walk yourself back up. You can shake out your legs. Point both hands out in front of you, and moving as slowly or quickly as you would like, lower down onto your back. And once you've landed, bend knees, bring the soles of your feet flat on the mat. Bump your feet out so they're a little bit wider, maybe about as wide as your mat. Bring your arms out to your side, palms to the sky. Take a deep, full breath in here. And as you exhale, slowly let your knees fall over to the right. Inhale to center. Exhale to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale, right. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. And this time, stay. You can walk your shoulder blades slightly together under your upper back to prop up your chest. If your eyes aren't already closed, go ahead and close them. And bring your attention to your breath. Start by just watching it flow in and out. Now start to iron out your breath to find this sweet spot where your inhales and your exhales are equal in length. So maybe you're inhaling for 6, you're exhaling for 6. Maybe it's 4, maybe it's 8, maybe it's 10. And tonight I want you to find a spot where, yes, your breath feels expansive. It feels like you're filling up with air. It feels like you're expelling more air, but it should still feel gasping for air on your next breath. When we breathe in this manner, our body, it's pretty incredible. Our body activates what's called our parasympathetic nervous system. And our parasympathetic nervous system is your rest and digest, your feed and breathe. It's the part of your brain that tells you, I am safe. I can settle in. I can stop dumping all of these crazy stress hormones. And one of the things that's so amazing about these breath practices is that the effects, the physiological effects of them happen almost immediately. So as you keep breathing like this, your body is turning on that parasympathetic nervous system. It's calming itself down. And in doing so, it's turning off what's called your sympathetic nervous system. And that's your fight or flight. That's your, oh shit, dump all the stress hormones, get me out of here, which sometimes we need. But chances are, at 7:30 on a Thursday night in your living room, it's not necessary. So as you keep breathing in this fashion with your inhales equal to your exhales, start to imagine your body softening, settling in. Now slowly, ratio of your breath so that your inhale is half the length of your exhale. So if you're inhaling for 3 seconds, you're exhaling for 6 seconds. If you're inhaling for 4 seconds, you're exhaling for 8 seconds. And it might take a little bit of playing, a little bit of, experimentation to find the count that's right for you. But again, I want you to find a spot that still feels easy, so it doesn't feel like you're left gasping for air. Slowly release control of your breath. Send both of your legs straight out on the mat. And feel your body start to grow heavy. You can imagine yourself sinking down ever so slightly farther into your mat, your carpet, your towel, whatever is beneath you. And I want you to do one last body scan, starting at the tip of your head and working your way down to your toes. But this time, as you pass through each inch of body, each inch of tissue, I want you to imagine that you are softening, that you are letting go of any tension in that spot. That as you scan down your body, things are slowly relaxing, inch by inch, muscle by muscle, cell by cell. So that by the time you've made it to your toes, the entirety of your body is relaxed. The entirety of your body has released any tension that isn't serving it. The entirety of your body has settled into that parasympathetic state, that rest and digest. And if your mind begins to wander, that's okay. Just make note and slowly either bring it back to your body scan or bring your attention back to your breath. A little bit of effort back to your inhales and exhales. And keeping as much of the softness, as much of the relaxation, as much of that release of tension as you can, start to invite some small movements back into your fingers and toes. and then gradually some larger ones. Eventually, reaching both arms up overhead for a nice big stretch. And slowly roll over onto your left side. And keeping your eyes closed, moving gently, press yourself back up to a comfortable seat. And once you've landed, bring your palms together in front of your heart and bow your chin to your chest. And take a moment to just revisit your breath, to watch it flow in and out, steady, easeful. Oftentimes when things get hard, when things get crazy, when things get stressful, to tense up, to turn on that sympathetic nervous system, which is very beneficial when we need it, to damp down that parasympathetic nervous system and to put up these walls. And sometimes we as humans, we need to remind ourselves that we are okay, that we can soften, that we can let go, that we can settle in, that we can let our breath slow, that we can turn on that parasympathetic nervous system and shut down the fight or flight for just a little bit. So tonight, as we wrap things up, I want you to take a moment to think about one area of your life, one aspect of your world where you could use a little bit of softness, where settling in, letting go, easing things up a little bit would be beneficial. So often these questions that we ask ourselves in yoga, these questions of where can I soften, where do I need to breathe, are applicable to our larger lives, to our lives outside of the mat. And so as you move out of your practice and into the rest of your day, your week, whatever it might be, I'd invite you on occasion to stop, especially when things get hard, and to ask, where is it that I can soften in this moment? And even if it's just as simple as softening your brow or ungripping your jaw or ungripping your toes, see how that changes the way that you're interacting with the moment. So take a moment to thank yourself for making the time to practice tonight. Thank your body for the practice, and your mind for enabling the practice and doing what is arguably the hardest practice of all. Tonight's mantra is one that invokes this really cool god named Rudra. And Rudra is the howler, and he is chaos. But what Rudra does is he dispels fear, because sometimes softening can be a little scary and we can use all the help that we can get. Om Triambakam Yajamahe Shugandhin Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanam Mrityormukshaye Mamritat. Om Triambakam Yajamahe Shugandhin Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanam Mrityormukshaye Mamritat. Om Triambakam Yajamahe Shugandhin Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanam Mrityormukshaye Mamritat. to all of the ways that this yoga challenges us, strengthens